So today I'm going to be talking about some works that I've been doing over the past few months. Ever since I have been writing, I've been doing two types of writings. One is the academic works. Of course, that's what I do as part of my profession. But also I've been doing creative writing, what I love to do, telling stories and embellish them with wonderful novelistic prose. But lately I've been also working on non-fiction works, and one of them that I've been truly working on is a historical manuscript that will focus more on the forgotten heroes. What I mean by that, during the War of Independence of Haiti, there are a lot of regions and on the island that were not portrayed as active. The drive to push the French out of the island, and also the drive for independence. So these folks, they here, and I think it's time, after 200 years, actually 220 years, they need some recognition. And it's precisely the reason why I am completely interested in bringing their stories to light. So those of us, or millions of people around the world who never really heard of them, actually who have heard about the prowess, the glory behind the only successful slave rebellion in the world, but also people who clearly do not know the intensity and the coordination, the determination behind those who contributed to bring about independence for Haiti in January of 1804. Besides writing and reading, there are quite a few things I really like, even love to do. And one of them is to exercise. I do my regular morning exercise because I believe that it's the best way to control your stressors, to face whatever obstacle that might come your way during the day. So a good morning exercise, I truly believe in that. And also the other things I love to do, now it's spring and the flowers are blooming and the leaves are back again, so I'm always in the yard and try to make sure that my flowers are back and blooming just like last year. So I really love gardening, and especially work around my garden. That's my favorite passion besides writing and reading, quite frankly. Other things also I love to do in terms of hobby is going out with the family on a weekend and trying to, we are adventurers, so we're always on the hunt for new restaurants, for new cuisine. And since my wife is such a lovely cook, so we're always exploring to see, she's always exploring, by the way, to see what's new she could bring into our own cuisine in the house. Lastly, I love to travel, meeting local people, whether if it's locally, what I mean by that, throughout the state, of Florida, or whether if it means out of state. One of the advantages when you live in North Florida is the luxury of many of the other southern states are quite in your reach, actually. We're talking about Georgia and Alabama, Mississippi, the Carolinas, and even Louisiana. So it's important to for me, for a person like me who really likes to speak to people, to learn about their daily lives, how they do to cope with what seems to be an increasingly unforgiving world. So I love to do that, and by traveling and meeting ordinary people, it gives me also the ammunition that a great writer needs in order to put words into beautiful fictional stories. And as you know, that fiction reflects reality. So you can't really write compelling stories and expect people to find connection with them without bringing things that they know, things that they can see themselves, that perhaps maybe the suffering, the joy, the happiness of places. And lastly, the other things also I really would like to do, but this one is more, I would say, I think of it of more of an obligation than it is a hobby. Because, what I'm trying to say is, as a writer, you always like to meet readers, to connect with them, to expose your work. So this is something I feel I always have to do. So that's why every month I'm dedicated to meeting and bringing awareness to my writings. And the best way to do that is to visit different local book clubs and also find connection with local writers. So that way, not only I can get, it brings me some encouragement also, because we are, at the end of the day, writers in the same struggle to bring awareness to humanity. So that is, like I said, I'm a writer. I love to write, and of course, every writer has a dream. It is no longer an aspiration, but a dream to see your work is being read by strangers, and it's a dream. It is something that you yearn for. And every time I go to a place and I see people coming up to me and they say, you know what, you're the author of Bittersweet Memories of Last Spring, or you are the author of Midnight at Noon, and I have to say, yes, I am. Oh, I read your story. I feel quite a connection with the Haitian community, and also the story of Haiti, its people, its struggle. This warms my heart every time I hear that. But not everybody really knows my other publications too. I remember back in 2004, I published, that was my first novel, titled Alicia Maldonado, A Mother Lost. It was my first novel. And since then, I've been writing a lot, conceived, quite a few manuscripts. But out of all my manuscripts, I published simply 4. As you know them already, the first one, as I said, it was Alicia. And then the second one was Midnight, back in 2015. And of course, the past couple of years, I published 2 books. put into one story. So yeah, but I do have other works that I plan on publishing sometime in the future. But I'm not going to tell you what they are. And as every fictional work, you always want to keep the element of surprise until the very last time, the very last moment, and then you start raising awareness about what's coming. And I hope, just like my previous published books, my future publications also would get the appreciation that I think that they deserve. But if you also interested in learning about my works, you can also follow me on Twitter. You can also listen to my podcast. I have a podcast which is published by CSMS Magazine, a magazine that's been right now 17 years old. It's been, the magazine, it's CSMS Magazine, but the podcast name is The Conversation. That's where I meet the authors from across the world, from Europe, from North America. I say North America just to include the US, Canada, and even Mexico. I've also speak with movie producers and also movie directors. It's all about fiction works and what I love to do. So if you're truly interested in learning more about my works, what I do as a writer, you can just follow me, watch The Conversation on YouTube, and read CSMS Magazine. One other thing I was going to forget that also I do to support other writers, independent writers, and also young writers. I, in some of the colleagues, a year ago we have established Village Care Publishing. It's an independent small press dedicated to promoting, just like I said, works of young writers and also other independent writers. If you are a writer and you would like to have your works published, you can also check Village Care Publishing. You can check the website, which is villagecare.com, Village Cares with an S.com, and you can see the submission guidelines. And what we're looking for right now, we're trying to publish at least 2 books per year, because we are a very small press. But we are interested in publishing great stories that resonate with people, stories that focus on social justice, stories, great fantasy stories, fantasy stories that offer that great escapism that all fantasy lovers look for in a fantasy story, and also historical fiction stories and literary fiction, immigrant stories, immigrant fiction, just like the Bittersweet Duos. So if you are a writer, you interested in publishing with us, you can check us out. And I'm going to put a link also, make sure that at the bottom of the video that you for you to check the submission guidelines. And again, if you're interested also in getting my books, they're available everywhere they sell books. I always say that, including Walmart. You can find them there too.